Hi everyone, if you are finding this content helpful and want to dive deeper into the course, make sure to check out the entire course available on Udemy. By purchasing the course, you will get access to the course content, downloadable resources, and exclusive material to help you master developing this app using Flutter and Firebase. The link is in the description below. Now, we want to display the cart items in the basket screen. So what we're gonna do is that we will go to food order services, and here we do have add item to cart, and another function here we do have is fetch cart data. So we will go to provider, and here we do have profile provider, restaurant or provider. Another provider we will go with is item order provider. Let's create a new file here, and it's going to be item order provider dot class item order provider, and here we'll go with the function, not function, it's going to be a list of food model cart items equals an empty list. Now we want to go with a function, and it's going to be fetch cart items. We have to make this function asynchronous. Then we'll go for cart items equals await food order services dot fetch cart data, and then we will notify listeners. Okay, we have missed something here. It should be extends change notifier, and here we'll go with notify listeners. Now what we're gonna do is that we will go to view, and here we do have the basket screen. Okay, here we have the basket screen, and inside of it we want to go with an init state, and here we want to go with widget binding. So what we're gonna do, we'll go to home. At the top, okay, we will go to bottom navigation bar, and here we do have the widget binding code. Copy this one, go to the basket screen and paste the code. Let's remove this too, and here what we're gonna do is that we'll go with context.read item order provider dot fetch cart items, and here we will, instead of this center thing, we will remove this and we'll go with consumer context comma item order provider, and at last we will go with child, and here we have to initialize the provider. So we'll go with item order provider. The first thing we're going to do is check if the list is empty or not. If item order provider dot cart items dot is empty, then here we want to return center child text, and it's going to be add items to cart. And here we want to go with the styling. It's going to be app text style. Let's go for in bold, and we will go with else. We want to go with a list view dot builder, and item builder is going to be context comma index, and here we'll go with our code. We have to pass some more parameters here. It's going to be item count, and the item count is going to be item order provider dot cart items dot length, and we will go with shrink wrap. It's going to be true, and we want to go with a little bit of padding also. So we will go with padding edge insets dot symmetric. Horizontal, let's go for 3.w. Vertical, let's go for 2.h. We will import the sizer package, and inside of it we want to go with food model, food data equals item order provider dot cart items of index. Now we will return the food data. So for that, what we're gonna do is that we will copy this UI. Okay, we want to copy this UI, so we will go to the screen, that is not the food details screen. We will go to particular restaurant menu screen, and from here let's have a look here. We will copy this entire container. Okay, here is the entire container. We will copy this, and head back to basket screen, paste this, and now let's add whatever we need. We will add colors, we will add font awesome, and I think so we are good here. So another thing which we want to add here is an elevated button. So after this row, we'll go with a little bit of size box. Here, let's go for 2.h, and here we'll go with common elevated button. We have a child. We'll go with text, and it's going to be order now. We'll go with style, app text style. Let's go for 14 bold, and we have on pressed. For now, it's going to be empty, and the color it's going to be black. Let's add a comma, and we have to move this child. Okay, so let's move this child to the end. Let's save it. Okay, we have to initialize the item order provider in main. So we will come down here, we'll copy this, paste here, and it's going to be item order provider. Copy this, paste here. Now let's save it, and we will go to basket screen, and here we do have the item. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that we'll go to basket screen. We have this, and now we will change the color to white, and let's save it, and it says order now. We want to do some more things. We want to wrap the scaffold with safe area, and here we want to add app bar. Before this body, we'll go with app bar, and it's going to be app bar. Title, it's going to be a text. Cart items, let's go with style, app text style, let's go for 14 bold, it's good. Now we will go with background color, it's going to be white, and let's save it. Okay, and we want this to, let's go for 18 bold. Center title, and it's going to be true. Let's save it, and it says cart items, and it's good. Now let's go to home. Let's add some more food items here. Let's go for Pizza Hut here, and here we do have. Now we will go to this add to basket. button. So what we're gonna do is that we'll go to the screen. This is particular restaurant. We have to go to the screen, not to particular restaurant. We have to go to food details screen, and after we have added the food, we will go with await here. After we have added the food, we want to go with context dot read, and it's going to be item order provider dot fetch cart items. Now we will ignore this and let's save it. Now what it's gonna do is that whenever we will add a new food item, it's going to update our cart item list. So we'll go to home and let's add this. Okay, it says select a valid quantity and let's add to cart, and it says item added to cart. Let's go to basket, and here we do have the items added. So now it looks good. Another thing which we want to add up here is the amount of quantity. So we will head over to this screen, that is basket screen. And before, like, we have this 29% discount thing. Here we do have the pricings. And instead of this discount, we want to go with like how much quantity we are looking forward for. So we do have this actual price thing. We do have the discount. We have this row. So we want to wrap this row with a like okay, we won't be going with this row. So after this row, we will go with, let's go to food details screen, and here we do have the quantity thing, and this is the row which I am looking forward for. Let's copy this row. We'll copy this row, go to the basket screen, and here we will paste it. And here it says the actual price. It's going to be food data.actual price, food data. Okay, we have some more errors here. Let's for now comment this out. And here we do have this quantity thing. So we will go with food data dot, we have to add curly braces here, food data dot quantity, and let's just do the same here. Let's save it and let's have a look. Okay, it displays us the quantity, and we want to remove this, like we want to remove this pricings here. Let's remove the discounted price from here. We will remove this column. Let's save it. Let's have a look. It shows us the discounted price, and it shows us the discounted price and the actual price. So what we're going to do is that from here we will remove the discounted price. Okay, from here let's remove the actual price, and it says the actual price, and here we do have to, okay, it's good. Let's remove this column, and in between these two rows, we want to go with a little bit of spacing. So what we're going to do is go with a size box. Height, let's go for 2.h and let's save it. Now let's have a look. Okay, it's good. Now what we're going to do is that multiply this number with the quantity. So we do have food quantity here. And here we do have the discounted price into food data dot food quantity. We have to make this to int. In dot pass, we have to pass the string here. We have add a null check. Let's save it. And okay, it's good. Now what we're going to do is that we want to make sure, like, if we tap on these numbers, it adds up quantity and it decreases quantity. So we will go to the food order services, and here we will go with a function static update quantity. We will go with async, and here we will accept some parameters. String cart item ID. So the next parameter is going to be build context, and another parameter is going to be bool is added. Now here we will go with try catch. Let's go to add item to cart, this thing. So what we're gonna do is copy this entire thing. Let's copy the entire try catch thing, minimize this function, and we will paste it here. So collection cart, yeah, it's good. And here instead of food ID, we will go with cart item ID, and here dot set, we will go with the parameter name. So let's go to the food model, and here it's quantity. Copy this, paste here. So instead of dot set, it's going to be dot update, and we don't want this one. So here it's going to be the parameter quantity. So we'll go to food model. Here we'll copy this, return back quantity, and it's going to be is added. Then okay, another thing which we want is that int current quantity. Current quantity plus 1 else current quantity minus 1. Okay, let's save this one, and we will go with another thing. Another logic is if current quantity equals 1 equals 1, then we want to remove the entire data. So what we're going to do is copy this one, paste up here, dot delete. Let's save it. So we have to pass the cart item ID. So let's go to food model, Now here we want to add another string parameter, and it's going to be order ID. Okay, here we will create JSON generate constructor and then generate JSON serialization. So we do have this food order services, and we do have add item to cart. Here we are rolling with food ID, right? We'll remove this one. We will go to particular food details screen, and here at the bottom we will paste this. We will import, and here we want to go with order ID and paste food ID. Let's save this one, and now we have to make changes in the database also. So here we have this food model. We will go with food data dot order ID. Let's save it. Now we have to make, like, we have to add this order ID parameter onto our database also. We will copy this parameter, head over to database, and here we have added the parameter order ID. Now it's time that we restart our application and fetch the ID. And here we have fetched the data. Now it's time that we go to food order services. Here we will go back to update quantity, and after like updating, we want to go with, like, we want to update our cart. So we'll go with context.read. Let's go for item order provider dot fetch cart items. So we will remove, or you can say ignore this, copy this same code and paste up here. Dot then we will paste this code, not here. And after updating, we want to do the same dot then, and we will update the cart. Now let's save it, and let's go to the basket screen. And here we do have the buttons. Okay, we have this adding up data. So we will go with food order services dot update quantity. So current item ID is going to be food data dot order ID. Let's add a null check here. Current quantity is going to be food data dot quantity. We have to add a null check, and is added is going to be true. Let's add a comma. We will copy the same, and we will go to the minus. Okay, here we do have the minus, and it's going to be false. Now let's save it, and now let's check it out. If we just add one, it's adding up the data. And if we just, okay, if we place the minus, it's lessing up the data. So we'll go to home, and let's add some more. Let's go for 3, add to basket. Let's go back, and here let's go for another pizza. Let's add 1, add to basket. We'll go to the basket here, and if we just press on minus, okay, we have to do some changes here. Equals 1, and another thing, we want to go with a AND case, and is added equals and not is added. Okay, So what it basically means is that if current quantity is 1 and we want to minimize this the data, then we want to delete the data. Okay, let's save it. Like if I just press plus here, it will add up, but if I press minus, it will remove the data. If I press plus, it will add up, but if I press minus, it will simply remove the data, and it's working good. Hi everyone, if you are finding this content helpful and want to dive deeper into the course, make sure to check out the entire course available on Udemy. By purchasing the course, you will get access to the course content, downloadable resources, and exclusive material to help you master developing this app using Flutter and Firebase. The link is in the description below.